We're going to finish back on Netflix with another new drama series which arrived on Thursday the 6th of February. It's called Apple Cider Vinegar, and here is a clip.
I'd like to welcome on the stage Belle Gibson.
It must have affected her that my book was reviewed as better than hers.
I'm sorry, who's hurt?
Milla.
She was diagnosed with cancer.
So she's consistently maintained. I have no reason to doubt her.
Because in her case, it's true.
This is season 1, obviously, and there are 6 episodes. And prepare to binge, because this really is quite gripping. And albeit with bright colours and sugar-coated and candy canes and all things sweet, this is anything really but. It's absolutely terrifying because, of course, it is based on a true story of a young girl, a teenager. She was pregnant and she announced that she had terminal cancer, and this was in this online forum. And I think this is what scares me so much, because obviously we have no way of really verifying anything online, do we? And yet we're sort of there believing it all the time. And young Australian women were absolutely, overwhelmed, and she got huge support from the local people. And a few years later, she basically convinced all these people that she had defied her diagnosis by eating healthily, exercise, alternative medicine. Well, I don't need to tell you that that's pretty disturbing, because, of course, there were lots of people, and we know in the world of influencers, you are influenced by people, and you might choose to think, I'm going to shun, sort of hospital care, modern medicine in favour of this. And of course, it's probably impossible to tell how many people may have harmed themselves in that process. Well, this drama series takes that on. It takes it on as a story, and it does chart the rise and the downfall of this very shameless scammer, and that's all she can be called, is a scammer, who made loads of money out of people by pretending something that wasn't true, and not only that she'd overcome it through a natural diet, which, as I say previously, a pretty awful thing. Huge Instagram followers. I think it's never been such an important story to tell, because I just think we believe so much. I know that I've fallen for it, buying something on Facebook or something that's, I promise you, the lines out of your forehead are going to go. Honestly, use this for 10 minutes a day. You don't have to have surgery or anything. I'm not saying I've bought that, but you can see how it works. And this is sort of a similar principle, and why it will resonate with so many people, because she was actually a complete con artist, and she starts by emulating another Instagrammer, and they all believe her, and you can see from it, I think it's really quite well done. She feels very, very credible, very believable, but actually she's just a sociopath, I suppose. And then you see you see people beginning to realise, and I haven't got to the end of this yet, so I can't. I mean, Ian, you may have got to the exactly what happens and when it happens, because of course this isn't the only story in the press of something like this. There are many stories, but it's pretty captivating, pretty scary, and so easy to see, particularly when you're ill, how you'll grab onto anything and hope. If someone gives you hope, you'll grab onto it, and it's probably very difficult to quantify how many people were damaged in the process of this, but it's very, very captivating. I think very well done so far of what I've seen, and I can't wait to watch the rest. What do you think, Ian?
I enjoyed it, and it's very much built around an incredibly strong performance by Kaitlyn Diva, who I didn't recognise, but she was in the excellent film Booksmart. She was one of the leads in that, which is about two kind of nerdy American high school friends. And she is great as Belle Gibson. So it does flit around quite a lot, the story, backwards and forwards. And also, interestingly, and I think quite effectively, they haven't just made it like the linear story of Belle Gibson and what she did. They've included these other characters, such as you mentioned, Instagrammer Milla, played by Alycia Debnam-Carey, who Belle is kind of inspired by. Also, Milla's friend, Chanel, played by Aisha D. So there are kind of other cancer victims whose stories are told. So yeah, you need to pay attention because it does move around. But I think it's quite stylishly done, and it's got a sort of, although it's a truly shocking, awful story, it's got almost this kind of a dark humour about it, especially about the main character. And she is a complex character because, you know, she's not played as an out and out villain. She's quite a sort of layered personality. She's obviously got, you know, quite serious psychological problems. So yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a story, and I do think they've done a good job bringing it to the screen in an imaginative way, and Kaitlyn in the lead is outstanding.